Hey guys, it's Damien here, and Pepsi got a delivery of 36 Tesla semi-trucks earlier this year. And they finally came out to discuss their experiences of owning those Tesla semi-trucks. So they've explained how it uses its fleet of Tesla semi-electric trucks in a fascinating video that gives us a glimpse at future of trucking. So they made a nice video here. And Tesla has only delivered a limited number of its electric semi-truck, and most of them believed to be in operation in PepsiCo fleet, primarily in Sacramento facility, which has been completely electrified and is solar powered. That is amazing. They're really pushing the boundaries of not only purchasing EV trucks, but also electrifying their entire fleet and going entirely green. That's awesome for Pepsi. In a very interesting new video produced by the North American Council for Freight Efficiency, PepsiCo has explained in detail its use of the Tesla semi-truck. So if you guys want to catch a glimpse of this video, go for it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to go over it for this video, but PepsiCo explained that it uses most of its 21 Tesla semi-electric trucks for deliveries within 100 miles with several stops. They operate for up to 12 hours a day. That is quite extraordinary, actually. I'm not too knowledgeable at how many hours a day a specific trucker drives within a day, but I'm sure a 12-hour shift might be normal. But a lot of stops within 100 miles, so it doesn't look like they are doing a lot of long-distance trips. Now, Antonovic, the electrician program manager at PepsiCo, explained that 3 of the Tesla semi-trucks are dedicated to long-hauling trucks with routes that vary between 250 and 450 miles. So I stand corrected. They do a couple routes that are long distance, but that's not a lot of long distance trips. So I'm sure Tesla is still working on building up those mega superchargers. So that's why they only have a few. Now, to support that, Tesla has been installing, like I just had mentioned, 750 kilowatt mega chargers at PepsiCo facilities. They enable charging at 80% capacity in less than 45 minutes. With the size of that battery and being able to charge up to 80% within 45 minutes is extraordinarily fast. I mean, can you imagine trying to plug that into your regular Tesla Model S, 3, X, or Y? Yeah, pretty freaking fast. PepsiCo noted the difficulty of installing that much charging power at a facility and said that they will use what they learned from this experience to plan for future depots that will be electrified. So this is probably their first facility that they're trying to electrify. Eventually they're going to expand across multiple locations, but the first time in doing anything will always be multiple bumps on the road. But that's what Tesla does with their gigafactories. They build one out, they take what they've learned and they implement to the next one, and they'll do the same thing. They'll revise what they've learned and then put it into the following gigafactory. So Pepsi will be able to do the same thing here. Now, Antonovic says that the company has been pushing the trucks to their limits, and they have been impressed. They find Tesla Semi's regenerative braking to be particularly beneficial. As an example, he explained that on the way down Donner Pass when going to Nevada, the Tesla Semi was able to be energy neutral by recuperating energy from braking. So pretty much regenerative braking, you're going down a slope, you're using the motor to slow down the truck itself, but in return you're charging up those battery packs with all that amount of energy that you're producing. Now that's incredible because you don't just so happen to get more gas more diesel in your tank when you're going down a hill. I mean, you're engine braking, but the benefit with electric trucks, you can gain that energy back, or as he had said, they are neutral. So it's as if they drove not much distance with no power. The program manager noted that they have been able to achieve an efficiency of 1.7 kilowatts per mile. That's still quite a bit. I mean that's not bad, but I'm so used to running my Tesla Model 3 between 200 to 300 watt hours per mile, but obviously these trucks are going to be not as efficient as the smaller cars, but I don't know the data behind that, so I don't know if that's super efficient or not as efficient, but that's the only number they gave us. So on average with the Tesla semi-truck. So I'm assuming there's some tolerance there. Now, Pepsi officially mentioned that this level of efficiency was achieved over the last few months, meaning that it has been improving. So I'm assuming that when the drivers are using these trucks, you know, when you're driving them for the first time, you don't know what the best way to approach your driving style to make the driving style more efficient, so you're not using as much battery. That could be using AC or speeding, but there's a lot of variables there, so they're still constantly learning within the upcoming months. Now, that's incredible considering a rate of 14 cents per kilowatt hour, the off-peak rate in Sacramento. This result in 23% fuel cost reduction over the most efficient diesel trucks. You can imagine how those savings could add up pretty quickly on a large fleet of trucks. 23%. There's a commenter here that actually discussed this. 23% fuel reduction over the most of that was the quote, and he said, I would expect the fuel cost reduction would be even greater, particularly when you factor in the most efficient diesel trucks don't have regenerative braking and loss of a lot efficiency when driving in stop and go traffic. I would have guessed that the fuel energy cost reduction would be more like 50 to 75%, and 23% is abnormally low. I kind of agree on that. I don't know the exact math behind this. I don't have the data as well. But in my previous video, we were going over the megachargers that they were building out, and we were going through some math that someone had mentioned that going 1,000,000 miles would cost $700,000 in a diesel truck, where it would cost a Tesla semi to go about 200,000 miles. So the difference there pays for the truck itself. So I don't know where 23% comes from. Maybe it's just driving, not including maintenance or whatnot. But I still personally think that 23% is quite low. But it's still, no matter what, it's still some sort of savings. Now, the video also features several semi-truck drivers who seem to be happy with the electric truck. One of them have mentioned that it's so comfortable, easy to drive. You are so close to the front of the truck that the views are amazing. These Tesla semi-trucks, you're not driving within the cabin on the left side of within the cabin with a steering wheel. In the Tesla semi-truck, the steering wheel is dead center of the cabin, and then you have multiple screens beside you. So, you know, I'm sure it could be a much more comfortable ride. Now, Pepsi is committed to completely removing emissions from its operations by 2040, which is 17 years from now, and it has many electric trucks on order to achieve that, including one of the biggest orders of Tesla semi-trucks. So Pepsi is definitely pushing forward to going to zero emissions, which is fantastic. I'm hoping that a lot of other companies are trying to do this, because they'll be able to save a ton of money on maintenance, fuel costs, and so on and so forth in the long run. But they do have to invest in the infrastructure as far as charging that. So maybe that's where the 23% is coming from. Statistically speaking, I'm not sure, but I'm sure there's plenty of variables that they have not mentioned to us. It might be in this video that they've discussed on. But if you guys like this type of content, please like and subscribe. And thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.